To the casual observer, it looked like an awkward Grindr date. To those who know, it was the Savage crew and the Goonery pounding Irish coffees and sorting out who molested who in Hollywood. Join me and a special guest from way out west as we try to keep pace with the scandal that just won't quit in this edition of the Savage Sacktap.
You're listening to the Savage Sacktap. It's not a podcast, it's not a half-cast, it's just a quick shot to the balls to help you finish off the week. We're cutting through the bullshit, filling your Friday with rage-fueled logic, and cracking a few jokes along the way. So grab a bag of frozen peas. There's a Savage Sacktap coming your way.
Smooth, lascivious, salacious, outrageous.
Yahoo boy, how the hell are ya? I am your host, Mike Montone. This is the Savage Sacktap, and my commander's intent is to inform, entertain, enlighten, and mayhaps offend. We recorded this thing way back at the beginning of November, and it's like the list of names has grown considerably. I believe we had just left off at George Takei when the episode ended. I think Al Franken, Sylvester Stallone, Ron Jeremy, Charlie Rose, Al Franken again, some congressman from Ohio who was using his office for gay sex, and many, many more added to the list of gentlemen coming under fire for sexual misconduct. I actually saw Jane Goodall, the ape researcher. I saw her name trending on Twitter and wondered for just a hot minute if she had been accused of, like, groping a gorilla or something like that. Anyway, shit is getting wild. They out here raping everybody. But real quick on social media, you know where to find us. It's at Mike Montone on Twitter, at Gary_Moiler on Instagram, and on Facebook, it's facebook.com/The Savage Crew. And joining me now from a table in Greeley Square Park, right in Midtown, is my dude Adam. He's in town representing the Goonery from way out in the Pacific Northwest. So enjoy.
Yeah, this is fine.
This is the second time I've done like a podcast on a park bench, I call it.
Okay.
The last time I did it down.
There you go. Is that too much cream in there? It probably is.
No, that's fine. It's gonna mix perfect with this. You pouring some in?
Yeah.
This is the way to do it.
That was the perfect amount. Just sipped it down just enough.
Fuck yeah. Pull this a little closer.
Yeah, a little closer.
Yeah, we just gotta make
Zip
sure.
up.
Yeah, we just gotta make sure we project. It's fucking. This is chilly for November.
It
in New
is
York.
chilly for November.
We're usually around. It's been like 60 the past few years through November. Like we've had a couple Christmases where it was like 60 degrees. But I feel like you're from. This is Adam, by the way, from the Goonery. You guys call yourselves?
Yeah, it's the Goonery.
How long you guys been in operation? What's the fucking dizzy? What do you guys do?
Still figuring that out, but I think we've settled on it being a blog for the time being.
Yeah.
And then we'll, from there, get into some podcasting.
Nice.
But basically, just there's Goonery all around us, trying to capture it.
Just taking advantage of the ridiculous and offering your observations.
Ridiculous is a good way to put it. Just kind of
nice. That's like the same thing we do with the Savage Crew.
Yeah.
That's like the kind of like the landing place is the Facebook page where everyone talks shit and hangs out. Which, by the way, facebook.com/The Savage Crew. If you're interested in following, you got a Facebook address you want to spout out?
Facebook.com/The Goonery.
Nice. Just the Goonery. That's
the Goonery. Nice and simple.
Dude, speaking of Goonery and fuckery,
there was a lot of Goonery today already.
Dude, there's been Goonery abounding lately. Anyone who has ever starred in a fucking movie has been either molested or molested somebody.
Yeah.
Is what I've found out over the past 2 weeks.
The biggest one recently, besides Harvey Weinstein, is the Louis C.K.
Well, that was until like 2 hours later.
2 hours ago?
Fucking George Takei now is the next one that they got. They said,
man.
So this is like, a lot of these are coming up from like 30 years ago, which is wild as fuck if you think about it, because if you're a dude, you're like you're digging through the closet like, oh shit. Who did I make feel slightly uncomfortable that's now gonna fucking roll out? But
man.
But George Takei, I guess, the dude from Star Trek, some model said that they went out to dinner one night and they went back, like they got a little hammered, went back to his place for another drink, and he said he passed out, and I guess Takei was like taking his pants off and playing with his cock, and he was like, so I'm gonna leave now.
The cock coming out seems to be the threshold in these cases here. Kind of what's the tipping point? No pun intended.
Yeah, literally the tipping point. It's weird.
It's not funny.
The Louis C.K. one to me seems sort of different than the others. Like Louis seems creepy as fuck.
Well, Louis been telling us for 10, 15 years that he's been doing that.
Louis has been an unabashed masturbator for forever. But like, I get. It's weird because if you read he like published a confession in the New York Times. He released a statement.
So I'm very casual in knowing the background on a lot of these stories. So you'll have to fill me in on kind of the details. Here's
how it all kind of went down. I guess there had always been rumors about Louis doing weirdo shit, and I mean, if you listen to him, you listen to his stand-up, you listen to him interviewed, he talks about doing weirdo shit.
Have you seen him live?
I have never seen him live.
Okay.
It sounds fucking tits.
He
though.
probably is the funniest person I've seen live. I've seen a lot of stand-up comedy shows, from Aziz Ansari to Louis C.K.
I'll pass on Aziz, but
Jerry, Dave Chappelle.
I'll for sure take Louis. So anyway, it had always been like a rumor that Louis did weirdo shit around chicks, and it was coming up more and more, and people were just like, whatever, like those are just rumors. And then a couple days ago, he was supposed to last night have a movie premiere here in the city, and
they're canning him left and right. Canceling.
Well, he abruptly canceled it.
Canceled
after the New York Times like teased a story that was basically going to expose him. And I mean, that's obviously the one that's come out. Everyone was like, oh shit, like he started canceling appearances everywhere. Fucking whatever, man. They'll probably think it was a homeless guy.
Yeah, just trying to warm up a little bit with some Irish coffees out here.
This is like
brisk November day.
Come, by the way, we're if you hear honking and shit, we're recording this in Greeley Square Park, where after dark homeless people come to go to sleep and fucking shoot up and jerk each other off over a garbage can. Anyway, so Louis was apparently it was apparently his thing to jerk off in front of chicks, and the New York Times runs this expose with
seems to be a lot of guys' things to jerk off in front of chicks.
Okay, but here's where Louis differed, was that he would ask them first. He'd be like, hey, do you mind if I jerk off in front of you? And if they said no, he would accept the no, and he'd be like, okay, it's not cool for me to jerk off in front of you. I will not jerk off in front of you. But I guess a number of them had said yes, and he jerked off in front of them, and years later they're like, hey, Louis C.K. jerked off in front of me.
I feel like there might be just a little bit more to the story there.
Well, what I guess the argument that everyone's making, and it's got some validity, is that because Louis is so popular, if you're a woman and you're with him, you're going to do whatever the fuck he says because you're going to want the popular, important, powerful comedian to like you, and it'll improve your... Because these are all female comedians. So the new thing, I guess, whenever people talk about sex, is like this power dynamic thing. Like with Weinstein, when he was like, yo, fuck me for this movie role.
Yeah.
There's like a real power dynamic there. So I guess the question with Louis is... Because the reason men try to do impressive things is to get laid. Like, right? Like, there's no reason whatsoever other than, like, it's just like this biological imperative men have to seek out vagina and put their dicks inside of it. And through evolution, like, the most successful ones in the pack breed the most, because women want to be with the most successful ones to ensure that they have the best fucking genetic carryover. So men are driven to find success because they want to get laid. So it's weird now that we're in 2017 and using your success to get laid is considered like a fucking creep ass move.
It's a good point. It's also a very sensitive topic right now. It's very much a power dynamic. Anything resembling rape or getting close to that, from what we learn. And with some of these sexual harassment cases, though, it's kind of more just, hey, we're higher up in this position. I kind of feel the more confidence that I really don't have too much to lose at this point to, what the hell?
Yeah, I mean, it's weird because, like, I'm not a whip it out kind of guy. Like I don't that's a brash fucking move.
And the dick pics that were sent out,
Yeah, who was sending dick pics?
Well, I mean, Brett Favre sent some dick pics.
Oh, that was a while ago. I feel
right, yeah, dick pics were kind of like 2000.
Yeah, have we heard about a dick pic getting sent out amidst the current scandal?
Apparently, this is just dicks being pulled out.
I think they're taking them out in person.
Yeah,
now,
this sounds like pre-cell phones, though. These stories.
Some of them, but some of them have to be a little bit more recent, right?
Yeah.
Because like, if you're a guy like Weinstein and you've been doing it forever, I mean, you're not going to just stop out of nowhere and be like, all right, I've had my fun. You're gonna be like, this is a tactic that's effective. All I have to do is take it out. And they say Weinstein like jerked off on a plant.
Yeah. I from what I read. What was the girl's name?
I forget. He's gotten accused by like everybody. I think he's one of the ones that has like 200 fucking accusers, and they're all the same.
I had to read some of the stories, but this is the one that kind of stands out the most. Is where he trapped that poor lady downstairs in that restaurant at somewhere out in L.A. And then he had whipped it out, kind of trapped her, froze her, and then
he took it out in a fucking restaurant.
Well. He went downstairs where it was kind of like this private restaurant that wasn't really open to the public. There were some people down there. Apparently he dismissed, whatever the staff was down there.
Get the fuck out of here. I got to do
And
penis
then
things.
It was him and the girl, and, he tried his usual, like, oh, we can really get your career going if you, do whatever it is he's trying to do, whatever his sexual agenda is. And it ended with him just masturbating in front of this frozen woman and then finishing in the plant that was nearby.
It's just such a brazen fucking move to assume that you are so far beyond reproach that you can just take your dick out and jerk off in front of someone, and people are gonna be like, oh yeah, that's just his thing. That's what he does. He jerks off in front of you.
That sounds like Harvey, all right? Yeah.
Yeah, like, fucking, yeah. They all knew about this. Like, this wasn't a fucking secret with Weinstein. Like, It was like, oh yeah, if you go into Harvey's office, he's gonna jerk off in front of you. And, that's like the quid pro quo here is you bang Harvey and he gives you work. And if you don't bang Harvey, you're blacklisted. Like, and he was doing this to everybody. So I guess maybe it just hit a critical mass at some point where enough women are like, yo, he jerked off in front of me too. And like they've managed to make careers for themselves, so they're like, oh, well now I can say fuck you because I've been in a bunch of shit and people know who I am. It's like, hey, by the way, if you want to work in Hollywood, you gotta let this fucking weirdo jerk off in front of you.
It's not funny, but it is it's very interesting.
Well, I think the problem a lot of people are having with this is that Hollywood is always they kind of designate themselves as like the moral arbiters.
Oh yeah,
they're constantly lecturing
leading
us.
The progression.
If anyone has been telling us that we need to treat women better, it's Hollywood.
Right.
And then it turns out that Hollywood is like just shielding this massive fucking web of guys who jerk off in front of chicks at a moment's notice. And the jerking off in front of chicks is like the most tame thing they've done.
I've just heard a lot of jerking off in front of chicks.
There has been a considerable amount of jerking off in front of chicks.
Have you gotten your copy of Sexual Predator Bingo yet?
I have. I'm waiting for Mattel to send it over. But whatchamacallit?
Cosby was the free space.
Dude, Cosby opened it up, man. After it was Hannibal Buress just made that crack on stage and it went viral, and all of a sudden people were like, No, yeah, he actually did that to me. Like, he put Quaaludes in my fucking Jello fucking pudding, and the next thing I knew, he had his mouth around my box. Like, the cause.
Well, so where do we go from here, though? So we're essentially a society of, if you have enough power, you kind of abuse it, and in the form of sexual power struggles or whatnot.
The feeling I get is there needs to be. We need to kind of like settle on what's what the definition of fucking. I guess people are trying to redefine consent now, because like if you hear my grandmother, God rest her soul, would talk about her wedding night, like when she finally gave it up to my grandfather. Like, she's like, he chased me around the room and like pinned me down. Like if that was
what
now,
our 1-year-old golden retriever does.
Yeah. Like if that was now, that would be like, oh, you were raped by your husband on your wedding night. But like she tells it with like she would tell the story with a laugh and a smile, and it's, they're almost. It seems like we kind of need to like kind of refigure out, like, hey, because some people, I'm sure there are chicks out there who are like, I'm into like I want to like. I like the idea
those
of
are the
guy
kind of
just
girls
taking it
that
out
guys
and jerking
fantasize
off.
about too. Anyway.
Yeah, because like that's a dirty ass chick. You're gonna get into some wild shit with her.
Yeah.
It begs a couple of questions. One being, I mean, how old are you?
29.
Yeah, so I'm 32. So I'm assuming you've been around the block a couple times, hooked up with a couple girls.
I'm actually a virgin.
Really?
No.
Congratulations.
No, I'm not.
I was gonna say, if you are, this is the city to lose it. There's a neighborhood called Hunts Point where it'll cost you about $15. Sitting in traffic.
Yeah, they're just stuck in traffic.
Someone is burning to death right now.
Yeah, someone that's got the bike set
shit,
up.
It is fucking loud out here.
Yeah.
This is what happens when there's a fucking band of millennials hogging all the coffee tables.
Yeah.
If you're on fire right now, your truck is stuck in Midtown Manhattan, you are absolutely fucked.
Yeah.
Like somewhere, somebody like by the sounds of those.
There it is.
they're getting through.
Yeah, if your leg was in a bear trap, or like you just got stuck with an AIDS syringe or something.
Someone somewhere is pinned between like a telephone pole and a crumpled up taxi cab, and they're just waiting for their ambulance to get to them. And it's going to be a while because it's bumper to bumper going through Herald Square. Oh man, I'm fucking glad that's not me.
Yeah. Oh God.
It's like a regular. You said you grew up in Chicago?
Yeah, I grew up in Chicago.
I don't know if they have this happen all the fucking time in Chicago, but around here, it's like a regular occurrence for cars to just jump the curb and take people out.
What?
People suck at driving in this city, and the cabbies are like, they weave in and out of traffic. So at least like once every couple weeks,
what? They go up on the curb?
Jump a fucking curb and crack somebody. It happened one summer. Some tourist from England got her leg like severed off, and fucking Dr. Oz was on the scene, just walking by. And he gave first aid.
I heard there's a lot of celebrities just
it's New York
town.
City, dude. If you walk around like Tribeca or Chelsea or something like that, you'll run into someone like Leo, what's her name that I hate? Taylor Swift lives down there.
Why do you hate Taylor Swift?
She seems so fake.
I
don't buy it.
She's real annoying now after this last.
I'm not.
Album
you know what
drop.
it is with Taylor Swift? I'm just not fucking buying it. The whole act. It just all seems like a load of shit.
Just an actress.
I don't believe any of it.
Yeah.
I do not believe, and I believe that she is like deep down, like just like an angry, spiteful, like hates everyone, would do like slit her enemies' throats, like Cersei fucking Lannister.
Oh man.
I do not buy the fucking Taylor Swift shit.
Cersei, Taylor Swift, some of the two most evil women in the world.
Yeah, dude, right up there with
the universe.
Yeah, with fucking what's her name?
Hillary Clinton.
Yes, crooked Hillary, and I was gonna say, who's the leader of the Kardashian cabal? Jenner, not Caitlyn, the other one.
Kris?
Yeah.
Or Kim?
Kris Jenner.
The mom?
Yeah, the mom.
The mom.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just fucking the puppet master. Yeah, it's pigeons are just
pigeons.
kind of ubiquitous around here.
No, it's chill. They get a little closer to you here than they do in Seattle.
Oh no, they don't give a fuck around here. You a Seinfeld guy?
Yeah,
you know when Costanza runs over the pigeons?
Yeah.
Dude, that's nice. There's no joke there. Like, pigeons in New York City do not give a shit. Like, they'll stroll right up. Rats too.
We're pretty close to where they filmed that restaurant, right? Over in Hell's Kitchen.
It's 112th and Broadway.
Yeah.
So
we're on like Broadway, and
if it'll take. I think you probably take a 1 train up there. Be up there in like 10 minutes.
That's where we should have recorded.
Yeah, it's just rough though because it's tiny as shit, and you gotta get a table for a while. The feeling they'd probably boot us
for just running our mouths.
If we were just taking too long and just sitting there running a thing,
flabbing the gums.
Yeah, if we could, like, that's why I want to do a coffee shop because there you just fucking hang out, plug into the free Wi-Fi.
This is nice. It could be about 10 degrees warmer. But
yeah, this isn't
too bad of a setup.
Yeah, we're shaded by these buildings, so. We lose a little sunlight. But
we lose a little sunlight. Sounds like, unless something's driving by, we're pretty good with the sound too.
Yeah, we just kind of got whacked by that ambulance there. That person's dead now, by the way.
That person
There's
is
no
dead.
way that ambulance got there in time.
No fucking way. How you doing on your Irish whiskey there?
I'm in pretty good shape.
Irish coffee.
I have another bourbon for each of us. If you find yourself in need, let me know.
All right. I had a few beverages this morning.
Nice.
It was hard to find a drinking hole around here before 11 a.m. But
they have weird liquor laws in New York. Are you a weed guy?
I am.
I love marijuana.
You have some on you.
I didn't bring any in. I rolled a big ass spliff this morning while I was drinking my wake up coffee.
I'm a big spliff guy.
And fucking
too big a spliff guy.
Dude, they're the best. The tobacco weed mix is tremendous.
I see the glasses now. Huh?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
You mentioned caffeine. You mentioned we'd be drinking a little whiskey or bourbon, whatever it's called, and then I wasn't sure about the.
I would have brought the pen in, but it literally just ran out. But dude, I got fucking. It snuck up on me like real quick, and all of a sudden I was like, oh shit, where the fuck am I? And then you were like, you want to do this at like 3? I was like, perfect. I was like, that's a very good idea right now.
Oh yeah. Wasn't even able to check into the damn hotel until about 2 p.m.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh fuck that. I'm big on calling for early check.
Yeah, I had to get in, had to bust a nut real quick.
You got to do it. You got to clear the tubes.
I had all those Tinder dates lined up.
Nice. You swiping heavily, dude. You can find some ass to smash in this city, man.
I know. I'm here with a coworker that is a former ex-NFL football player.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, and he gets pretty down with the.
Yeah, that's no problem. Just let him.
With
let him lead the way.
Yeah,
don't even have to. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
My roommate is one of my roommates is a chick.
Keep the dick in the pants until there's consent.
Yeah, one of my roommates is a chick, and she said that I guess it's like a thing in the female community to seek out pro athletes on Tinder. And hop on
some
when their teams, dude. When their teams are in town, so that's just tremendous.
Yeah. Well, and it seems like any basic Jane on Instagram these days posts a few pictures, get a few likes, and all of a sudden they're qualified to be banging Aaron Judge and shit.
If you have a set of ass cheeks and know how to use an Instagram filter, that's it. Like the dudes can't compete anymore. Like
no,
like I was talking about, like dudes have an imperative to get laid, and you look at the guys who are getting busted doing this, like guys like Weinstein and Louis and shit, and they're all like, their position of power is the only thing they have to get laid. Like,
right.
And like they say personality, but like a lot of chicks like a powerful guy, so it drives dudes to go do that. Mm-hmm. But there's also this new huge fucking sort of movement whereby women are just taking. There are a lot of chicks out there that are just grabbing dudes by the nutsack and fucking going. Yeah. Now I'm not particular. That's not particularly my type. Like I'm into like a chick. Like, you know what I mean? Like a fucking like
a lady on the streets, but a freak in the bed.
Yeah, like my girlfriend's like she's a fucking girl. Like, you know, she's not like one of these. She doesn't refer to herself as like a girl boss or a not one of these.
See, that was a problem I saw
ridiculous.
recently. Was that the president of the company that I work for, not the Goonery, you know, this is a job that pays.
This would never happen at the Goonery.
The Goonery, we're not making any money, you know, we have no benefits, no 401k, no HR.
All we can offer you at the Savage is HPV.
Yeah, but you're not getting much yet, but, you know, one day we hope to entertain. But yeah, the president of the company that I work for that pays the bills, health insurance, all that, is using hashtag on girl boss for.
Which, by the way, I think
for a big company.
That, to me, those hashtags, they're such a load of shit. Like, oh, that's supposed to empower you. Do you really need to be called a girl boss? Could you just be good at your fucking job and leave your vagina out of it? Like, shut the fuck up.
Right.
The equality they're seeking, like, that should be it, where the gender isn't a thing. But then if you're gonna go on this ridiculous campaign where it's just about your fucking oh, I'm a girl, this, or it's like a she, like they like to throw she or like her into when Hillary got the nomination. So
girl, she, oh
she
yeah, like
CEO.
It's
not history, it's herstory. Okay, okay, really? Shut the fuck up. That's just the dumbest fucking portmanteau I have ever heard. And I hate the word portmanteau, but I had to use it to describe your stupid fucking portmanteau.
Oh man, I totally hear you. And I'm all for women feeling empowered and being equal, and I'm all
but on their own
agenda.
merit, not as a gender. Like, I don't need to like, it's not my job. And this is what if you read these like feminist blog posts, or like Jezebel and Slate and Salon.com and everything else that doesn't have testosterone, it's always like addressed to like, hey, straight white men, here's what we demand that you do. It's like, no, motherfucker. Like, it's not what you demand. Like, just be a normal person and leave the whole gender and who likes what genitals and everything else out of it, and then we can just be normal. And if you're good at what you do, we will work with you. And if you suck at what you do, we're gonna tell you to kick rocks.
Right. Totally.
I think that's all anyone's asking for.
I agree. And what I see with it is it's just you're trying to level the playing field by being extreme. Yeah. And I don't think the message is well received when you're going in with an extremist approach.
It wasn't, and it alienated so many. Like, are you a big political guy?
No, I fucking hate politics, but I like to hear what people think about it.
So, by virtue of working in the news industry, I'm like glued to this shit all the time. So one of the big reasons everyone says Donald Trump won the election was because of identity politics.
Oh, I thought it was because of Russia.
Oh well, that's what that is what the rabid, hysterical feminist left will tell you. It had everything to do with Russia and sexism, except what it really had to do with was, in large part, at least, to the Democrats going to this ridiculous identity politics whereby your value is rooted in either your gender or your ethnicity or your sexual orientation or whatever, and not rooted in what you're good at. So a lot of people got pissed off at that because they were like, well, why do we have to hire 12 more women if we interviewed fucking 24 people and 8 of the most competent were men? 4 of the most competent were women, we want to hire them. But like, it's just like, it's like essentially the prioritizing of your your descriptors, your whatever the fuck you want to call it, over your actual worth, your what you bring to the table, I guess non-intrinsically. I don't know how to fucking put it. But
well, and that's the thing. Like, we should all be judged on our actions and our merits.
A meritocracy is what it should be, right?
Yeah.
What they say is you and I as white males are privileged,
right?
Because we're white males for some fucking reason. My father, when he was starting his career, lived in a fucking gas station. So I don't know. And his father was a mechanic. I don't want to talk about fucking privileged. But what they say is there can be no meritocracy because you and I, by virtue of being white males,
there's nothing privileged about being in the middle class.
Yeah, we're just regular dudes.
It's just, it looks a lot different than being in the jungle or in a tribe in Africa. Like, it's just different worlds.
Yeah.
It's like us trying to say there's a society in the next universe over, and we're like, we have an issue with the way that they're running their fucking...
And so among... well, no, but like among the tribe...
Yeah.
Like, if we were going to talk about that tribe in Africa, among the tribe, you would derive your value to the tribe would be based on what you brought to the tribe.
Probably how good of a hunter you are.
A
how
hunter,
good of
a
gatherer
warrior.
you are. Yeah.
If you were a woman, like, could you raise the kids
produce
the best?
kids and not have them die at birth?
Yeah, the older guys in the tribe, like, whoever gave the best guidance was the wisest. Like, that would be your, like... Everyone had their role, and you're judged on what you bring to the tribe, not, oh, well, we have 11 males in the scouting party that's going to go out looking for fucking water buffalo. We need to include a few females because it wouldn't be right to go hunting for dinner without their perspective.
Oh my goodness. I know, and it's kind of begging the question these days with the way that the roles in a marriage or the roles in a monogamy relationship is going.
I have seen people post shit online where they're married, but they don't refer to themselves as husband and wife or to their kids father and mother. They refer to themselves as either fucking partners or co-parent is the new one. I'm not a father. I'm a co-parent with my wife. No, you fucking dumbass. You're still the father. You just share responsibilities. You're not a 1950s father who just loads up on red meat and scotch and beats the shit out of his kid with a belt. You're still dad. Your fucking 5-year-old's not looking at you like, hey, a cis male co-parent. Can I have fucking Timmy over after school? No, it's still, hey, Pop. Like, you're still the father. You just do shit a little different. It's such a fucking... these morons, and most of them live in this city that we're podcasting in now, here in Los Angeles, have just deconstructed everything to such an absurd fucking degree. It was funny,
why is that
and
happening?
now it's not funny.
Why is this happening?
Because... there's this theory called social Marxism, where so Marxism was an economic theory whereby they created a protected class and everything was done for the proletariat, and that's where everything eventually wound up there, and everyone else kind of served that group. So with social Marxism, the economically protected class is replaced by a socially protected class, and all of these different groups, be they women, different ethnic groups, trannies, fucking whoever, are jockeying to be the most victimized, because the most victimized in social Marxism is the protected class, and everyone in society must sort of bow to them.
So women and blacks are the two most victimized.
It depends who you ask. After a terrorist attack, like when everyone's saying like, hey, maybe we have a problem with this Islam thing, Islam will jockey for protected class. If there's like an attack,
I've even heard white males are now victimized.
We're working on it, man. We're trying to jump into that motherfucker.
I feel like this is part of a... No.
This is the campaign. This is what I'd like to announce, the campaign to make straight white males a protected class in America.
If anything, we're just letting you know how we really sound without the presence of
this is
this podcasting with a set of balls, you call it, right?
Broadcast, it should be podcasting. I guess broadcasting is since we're not on the air.
Broadcasting's sexist, dude.
But
you shouldn't say
broadcasting.
that.
I guess if two chicks had a podcast, they'd call it broadcasting.
Ooh, I like that. I feel like we should produce that to make it happen.
What I just did is called...
The play on words there is...
You know what they call that? Telling two women what they should do with their show is called mansplaining. They have a fucking word for it.
What?
And by the way, you see how I'm sitting with my knees wide so that my thighs don't crush my testicles?
Right.
If you sit down on the New York City subway like this, they call it man-spreading.
What would you call this stance right here?
That's actually how they want you to sit, with your legs crossed, so you crush your fucking.
They want me to
balls.
crush my balls.
They want
in
you
here?
to. Yeah, it's. I'm not joking. And the MTA actually, the Mass Transit Authority, has that had an ad campaign out like a couple years ago called "Stop the Spread," and it was geared towards men not being allowed to spread their legs wide when they sat down on the subway.
We're just trying to record over
nice
here.
Ambient noise.
Yeah,
tearing down.
This
is where they like put up like the Christmas markets and shit.
I might have to see that tree tonight, right? The Christmas tree.
They didn't light it up yet. I think it should be soon.
Okay.
I know that they just cut it down in Pennsylvania, so it should be here within a couple weeks. You might miss it tonight.
I thought I saw them. They had it already.
Is it? No, Rock Center is definitely not up yet.
Okay.
But
you
back
can
certainly find a Christmas tree somewhere in the city.
I'm sure. Yeah,
you can.
I'll make one.
Macy's definitely has their Christmas trees.
Macy's. Did you hear about the guy that had put himself in Seattle? There was the Macy's. There's a big tree outside the Macy's, and he was hanging out up at the very top branch for about 24 hours.
It was like a protest thing?
It didn't really seem like a protest. At the end of it, it was just him, just kind of a crazy guy, like just pissing and shitting up in a tree.
That sounds like a very Pacific Northwest thing to
And so you guys have the spread out here. Our fucking campaigns is called Stop Sucking. And that is just...
We have that down in...
Do you have that down
in the village? They have.
You know what I'm talking about?
It's called Don't Stop Sucking. Actually, that's our Christopher Street is.
I think ours might be two different. Yeah, two different. Ours is has to do with straws and how we should probably.
Oh, because straws are plastic, so people use so many of them a day. You guys are very earth conscious.
Very, very earth conscious.
Holy shit! You know what, dude? I can say that I get down with nature. Around here, they want to charge you for like using a plastic bag. They like want to apply like a 25-cent charge when you go to the store and you get a plastic bag, which I think that is too much for me. But I do get it. Like I get fucking pissed like when I go to like a park or like the beach or something like that, and I see garbage. Like when people treat like cool outdoorsy stuff like a fucking landfill. I do get a little irritated, but at the same time, people who launch campaigns like stops, like fuck you, man. If I want to use a straw, I'm gonna use a straw.
I know. You got to think like in a world with abundant resources, why are we, so afraid to use the ones we have instead of just trying to find?
I'm more into just recycle and repurpose the fucking plastic.
Yeah, I mean, or just utilize Mars or something. I don't know.
Yeah, we should honestly. That's what we should really be doing with our garbage. Is just sending it off to all these loser planets in this solar system who didn't have kids.
What do you think is the most loser planet in our solar system?
I don't want to. What's the all the way out one?
Pluto.
I don't
or
wanna
it's
I don't
not
wanna pick
really a
on him.
planet, or
Yeah,
maybe it's a planet.
If we keep kicking him out of the lunch table, he's gonna fucking kill himself in the bathroom.
Or he's gonna come in and fucking kill all of us.
Yeah,
dude.
he's gonna come in and spread.
He's gonna get off his orbit and come right to Earth.
And start. There's gonna be asteroid showers blasting every other planet. Like, where the fuck's that coming to? Pluto's back, bitch. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. Which one are? They say men are from Mars, women are from Venus, or some shit.
I think women are from Jupiter because they get more stupider,
Alright,
and
yeah.
men are from Mars because we get candy bars.
And we drive sweet cars.
We drive sweet cars. That's for sure. That's for sure. But yeah, I agree with you. I mean, there's so much space out there that,
We should just
why
be
don't
launching,
we just
why
are
haven't we
we
been launching garbage into space for years?
Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Like, literally, if there was anywhere else to throw your garbage, we should be throwing it into fucking space. I don't
Honest
know.
to God.
How has no one thought about this?
And why is it not being done? Yeah, like we'll throw it in our water, in our ocean that we use and bathe in, but we won't throw it in outer space, a place that we have no business being.
Yeah.
And if we ever get that far in a society, like...
We should just, all our resources now should just go to creating a giant catapult that we can just load garbage onto
and how much
blast
fun
into
would that
fucking
be?
Space.
It would
It'd be
instantly...
it would be like NASCAR. You could
dream
tailgate for
jobs,
it.
yeah. you know.
What do you do for a living? Oh, I'm the fucking garbage catapult
Dude, and being a
guy.
garbage man would be dope again.
A
Coveted job, once again.
Like, can you imagine, like, being, like an engineering degree? We could get more women into. They're always bitching about how we need more women in STEM fields. They just be like, oh yeah, fuck yeah. What do you do? Oh, I launch the garbage into space. Oh, you're the one responsible for keeping our Earth beautiful, pristine, and clean. Let me suck that hog. Like, everybody would be fat and happy.
There's so much garbage. What are we just putting it underground? Like, that's the dumbest thing.
It's absurd.
And same thing with uranium. Like, why don't we just send that right back out into space? Throw it into the sun. We need
that shit to blow up the North Koreans when the time comes.
Shoot it right at the sun.
Well, then we'd blow up the sun.
No, we
if we fired uranium at the sun, dude, that's a pair of dice I don't want to roll.
Oh, the garbage at least. You know, it's just a giant incinerator.
Well, the garbage we throw at the sun is just gonna cook off.
Right?
Yeah. I don't know if
I
I
want to make it to the sun.
I don't know if I want the sun firing up a big uranium blunt and fucking blowing it back in our faces.
I don't know. I don't know what to do, but we can't keep burying the garbage.
Yeah, that's just
and we can't keep
silly.
putting it in our rivers. I mean, the Hudson River here is disgusting, right?
Oh, it's nasty. And you know there are fucking jackasses that kayak into the city over the Hudson River?
They kayak into the city?
All right, so how familiar are you with this area at all?
I mean, I know that there's 5 boroughs.
Okay, so
you know, and some of the major
alright, so like you got the
landmarks.
You got the 5 boroughs, and then on the other side of the Hudson River, you have like Hoboken and Jersey City.
Yeah, you got Jersey City just sitting there.
Yeah, I live in Jersey City, and then there's Hoboken, which that's kind of like that area is kind of like the 6th borough. Like,
so how come you live in Jersey instead of New York?
I grew up in Jersey. Like, Jersey's just my fucking place.
Jersey's the place.
Yeah, like I've been like So I grew up in Jersey. I went to college in Pennsylvania.
I gotta say, there's a lot of hate on Jersey from anywhere I've grown up.
The rest of the country,
Everyone's hating on Jersey.
Yeah, we are probably us.
Everybody hates on Jersey.
New Jersey, Texas, and Florida, and like California are
California
the states
gets
that
a
everyone
lot.
likes to shit on.
And now Denver being the new SoCal.
Well, New Jersey's getting legal weed too.
Well, and I saw some carts today, or like some food trucks, but it was just marijuana edibles.
They're full of shit.
They're full of shit?
Yeah, they're lying.
What is that then?
It's just a scam to rip idiots off.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, don't go to that. You can, I mean, look, if you can't find drugs in New York
City,
I
was able to bring my own.
Yeah.
Thanks to TSA being only concerned with
how did you
more than 3 ounces of liquid.
Oh, nice. What'd you carry on?
Oh, edibles, flour,
it's
pens.
No problem bringing through?
Oh, no problem.
How do you store it? Because I have some traveling to do.
I just literally walk on the airplane with it in my bag. Yeah.
Don't fucking worry. Nice.
Honestly, I feel like TSA is only after
the TSA
liquids, so don't have a water bottle in your bag.
TSA is under they have no fucking they don't look for drugs. Like, that's their thing.
They're not looking for drugs. They're looking for weapons.
Yeah, their rule I've looked up online is to
and liquid.
Yeah, their rule is if they find drugs, they have to call like whatever local police force, and it's under their jurisdiction. But they don't have like a mandate to search for drugs.
They don't. I mean, I walked by the drug dog countless times with.
That's a bomb dog. Yeah,
it's a bomb dog, right? Yeah, it's a bomb dog.
So the local
probably smells the marijuana, but he probably has to look the other way.
Well,
He's probably trained to do
the
that.
local cops will have their dogs out. Like, me and my buddy went down to Miami for Ultra Music Fest a few years ago, and like you land in Miami like that weekend, dude, the fucking local Smokies are right outside with their dogs, like just waiting for people walking out of baggage claim. So like they're there for drugs, but TSA is like, dude, we don't give you fucking bring a dime bag through. But yeah, like I was always just like, for me, it's just like. I'm not I don't have like fuck you money to be like, oh, if I do get arrested at the airport on my way to the place I'm going to, like I just blew all that fucking money on a flight and a hotel that I'm not going to get to use. So it's just like, the juice isn't worth the squeeze. I'll ask the teenager working at the hotel where I can get some fucking cheap.
Oh, yeah. And honestly, as I was walking over here too, I saw some homies do a quick high five and then keep walking. Is that just a drug pass, or am I just looking too much into that.
It depends where you are. I was down in New Orleans for a bachelor party back in March, and that's exactly how we bought our shit. Like, we found a dude on Bourbon Street.
He probably just tells you to like shake someone's hand or something,
literally
or high
just
five
like
them.
one of us had the cash, the other grabbed the weed, and we just both gave him a different handshake and passed it all off between each other. But like, yeah, if you were to go down to like, I work in the West Village near NYU.
Yeah.
So like, there are a lot of bars around there. So there's a lot of dudes just selling on the street. They'll do the all right, bro, like one of those. Like, if you see gentlemen of color lined up outside the bars near the NYU campus on a Saturday night, they will be hawking their wares, so to speak. And then when you walk by, they'll just give you a quick like coke weed, like coke weed, ecstasy, like whatever they have. And if you give them the nod, they'll be like, just, the how much, and it'll be a very quick transaction.
Quick transaction. No paper trail.
None. Cash business. That money is not going back to the IRS.
It's not being taxed. Uncle Sam does not have their hand in that business.
No, he does not. I am nearing the end of my coffee. I am piss like a motherfucker. Anything else you want to touch on before we wrap?
I listened to one of your podcasts.
Which one did you catch? I'm always curious.
The one that stood out to me the most was the Halloween one, or like Halloween Part 2.
The fucking spooktacular.
The spooktacular guys and ghouls or whatever.
Yo,
and then,
fuck yeah.
And then you like interviewed that guy Sandy or whatever.
So that was my uncle. Yeah.
Okay.
He's a fucking nut, dude.
What? Yeah, he just came in your house. And...
I actually went to his place.
Oh, okay.
He just does he's a really, really funny, entertaining dude. Like, he does characters and stuff. Like, I have video of it up on the Facebook page, actually.
Yeah.
If you check it out,
you can see him
all decked out.
He's all decked out.
Yeah, dude, he's a musician. Like, he's the funniest motherfucker on the planet. So, yeah, I was like, all right, I'll do a Halloween show. But I like to, whenever I can, like to bring other people into the podcast, like, because it gets tiresome fucking just hearing me talk forever. So I was like, I gotta use my uncle Tommy, and he did fucking great. Man. He's a funny dude.
It was some Goonery.
Oh yeah, I had a fucking blast doing that. That was a great
funny.
show.
Yeah,
that was really fun. But yeah, dude, this was cool as shit. We should. I
agree.
We should set up some regular over the phone shows too.
Okay, it's real easy to do over the phone. It's probably less noisy, more quality control that way.
Our audio.
Is it still going?
Yeah, it should be. Yeah.
Okay. 48
what about
minutes?
48 minutes? Not
too bad. We'll probably edit it down to about 46
shabby.
minutes.
Yeah, I'll throw a quick intro on. I'll send you the MP3 too. So if you want to put a pod up or whatever, like do your own thing or share.
Yeah, send me the whatever, and I can load it.
Get a nice mutual.